Okay, here is the last topic for the first chapter. 5 principles of finance that shape what? The finance theory. Okay, here are the 5 principles. Right, first one, money has the time value. Okay, we will talk more about this for the next chapter. Principle 2, there is risk-return trade-off. Principle 3, cash flow are the source of the value. Principle 4, market price reflect information. And principle 5, individuals respond to the incentives. Okay, let's go with principle 1. Money has a time value. Okay, as we know, $1 today is worth more than $1 tomorrow. Because of what? Because you can take that $1 to invest and earn interest. Okay, let's say if interest rate is 3%, you invest $1 now, you will get $1.03 1 year from now, right? If interest rate is 3%. Okay, so again, how do you calculate interest rate? 3 components, right? Real risk-free, inflation. These 2 things combined that we call nominal risk-free plus risk premium. Okay, so next chapter we will talk more about this, right? We are about to find the future value, okay, by using the formula. Okay, FV equals to PV multiplied by 1 plus interest rate power by n is your compounding period. But if you want to find PV, you just rearrange the equation, right? So that you get PV equal to C or FV divided by 1 plus interest rate power by n. Okay. Principle 2, there is a risk and return trade-off, right? You are as investor or as a financier, you do not want to take additional risk unless you expect to get more return. Yes or no? It will be fair, right? If you take more risk, you're supposed to get more return. What is risk? In Chinese, we call Wen Ji, right? Wen means what? Danger. And Ji or second symbol means opportunity. So don't limit yourself only the bad things, right? People always say, hey, risk means bad thing. Risk can be good things, or we call upside risk, or a bad thing or downside risk. Okay? Mathematically, we use what? The variance or standard deviation to measure what? The risk or uncertainty of what you expect. Let's say you expect some return, right? You see 2 curves, right? High variance or high risk investment and low variance or low risk investment. You see high risk investment, you have more room, right? More room to get, upside risk, and also you have also more room to get downside risk or negative return, and much more positive return. Okay, so you need to trade off between risk and return. Okay, people invest some money now in order to consume the future. Okay, so they need to also trade off between risk and return. Okay, find out what how much risk can you take. Okay, and find appropriate financial instrument that suitable with your risk. Okay, and also again, risk can be measured by the standard deviation. Okay, look at this picture. We have 4 investments, right? All the picture shows standard deviation. Start from the small firm. Okay, small firm. The top is small firm. Second one, large firm, and the lowest one is the saving account. Okay, you see, compare the first one and the last one. Which one has more standard deviation? Of course, right? The stock has more standard deviation. When you invest in stock, you wish to get higher return. You see, there's more room to get positive, higher return, right? And also, when you invest in stock, you also have much more room to get negative return, right? Compared to saving account. Okay. And here is the important chart that shows relationship between risk and expected return. As you can see, right, the intercept is expected return for delaying consumption. So the intercept will represent nominal risk-free. Okay, nominal risk-free, real risk-free plus inflation. So how come risk is zero and you get some return? What kind of instrument is that? Of course, right, the government security, they're subject to have zero default risk. So you get your money back for sure, right? The default risk is zero for treasury security, but they're subject to have what? Still interest rate risk, exchange rate risk, political risk, blah, blah, blah risk, all right? And you see the line, right? You see when the risk increase, your expected return increase. Why? Because of higher risk premium. The risk premium is the third component of interest rate. Remember, the higher risk premium, the higher interest. Okay? Let's compare. You see intercept is treasury bills, right? You see compare between high risk stock and the corporate bond. High risk stock provide you higher risk, right? There is higher risk, and you see they're supposed to provide you with higher return compared to corporate bonds, right? Provide lower risk, and of course they have lower return. Principle 3, cash flows are the source of value. Cash, not accounting profit, can earn interest. What difference between accounting profit and cash? Accounting profit, like net income, you see the revenue. Some of the revenue come from credit sale. You don't actually receive cash from credit sale. And some expenses like depreciation, you don't actually pay cash for depreciation, right? So the accounting profit will be different from cash, right? From cash. So in finance, we will concern more about cash, right? Because cash only that can invest and receive interest. Okay, all the timeline, you see the timeline, every cash flow on the timeline must be cash, not accounting profit. So we will, when we do capital budgeting, we will talk about capital budgeting after midterm. Okay, when we do capital budgeting, you need to define what we call incremental cash flow. Incremental cash flow means what? The difference between the cash provided with or without the project. What difference between with or without the project? We call incremental cash flow. We will talk more about this after midterm. Why cash is the king? Why cash is more important than accounting profit? Of course, right? You can use cash and deposit the money and earn interest. You cannot go to the bank and deposit your inventory, deposit your account receivable and earn interest, right? You have to deposit cash. Principle 4, market price reflect information. This principle we talk about how fast, right, that the market reflect information. If it's very fast, it means the market is efficient, right? So if you live in the efficient market, it means what? No one can make extra abnormal profit. Why? Because all the market reflect all information very quickly. We talk about speed. Okay, the faster the market reflect information, the more efficient the market is. All right. So look at good news. Let's say if there is new iPhone, it's about to launch to the product. You see relationship between stock price and the day before and after announcement. If the market is efficient, announcing new iPhone is a good news, right? So you see the green line. If the market efficient, the price will jump up right away. There is no delay. Okay, so no one will know information about new iPhone even before the CEO. But what happened in the real world? Who knows first? Of course, CEO, right? Second one, maybe the financial tycoons, Warren Buffett, George Soros, for example, and then what? Investment bank, right? Maybe your broker, and then you are last person, who knows? So it will show what? The inefficient of the market, okay? On the other hand, this is bad news, right? If the Mr. CEO, Steve Jobs, when he got a serious problem, a health problem. So if the market is efficient, what does it mean? The moment that he knows that he got cancer, you also know it, which is impossible. If the market is efficient, the stock price will drop right away. Will drop right away with no delay. But in the real world, who knows first? Doctor, right? Doctor, and himself, Steve Jobs, and then maybe his friends, investment bankers, and you, a last person, right? So the market in the real world is not efficient. Okay. And the last principle, individuals respond to incentives. So manager act as the agent of who? Agent of the shareholders. They act as the agent. They have to take care of shareholder interests. All right. What should go wrong? As I explained earlier, okay, the manager will try to maximize their own benefit. They might try not to maximize wealth. Why? If in case of the manager get the fixed salary, so no matter how much profit that he can generate, he get the same thing. How could this guy maximize your wealth? Impossible. He will try to maximize his own benefit. So what can you do? This causes what we call agency problems, right? So the way to fix this problem, what caused this problem to happen? The manager interest, right? They want to maximize their own benefit, and shareholder interest, they want to maximize wealth, right? They go to different direction. It causes what? Conflict of interest or agency problem. So in order to reduce the problem, you might do what? Maybe compensation plans that reward manager when they act to maximize wealth, right? Maybe give them some stock option, maybe monitor by the board of director, right? Monitor by financial markets, and underperforming firm, seeing their stock price fall, right? Maybe they face the threat of being taken over. If the firm is being taken over, once successful, what happened? The CEO get kicked out, right? So they lose the job. Here is the response. So manager is the agent for the owner, right? Act as the agent, but they have the conflict of interest, as I explained earlier. They work for himself or herself, her own benefit, right? So bigger conflict, bigger agency problems, right? What conflict? Conflict of interest, and it hurt the firm value. Why? Again, firm value depends on three variables. Number one, dividend. Number two, how fast you get dividend. Number three, risk. Yes or no? If the firm has higher risk, what happened to value? Value drop, okay? Because of higher risk premium. So potential agency problem or conflict of interest arise whenever manager of the firm owns less than 100%, because they're not completely the owner, so they might not try to maximize wealth, right? Maximize wealth. So again, right, in order to reduce the problems, you need to compensate, okay? Maybe give the manager part of the ownership, like pay stock option, right? And the stock option is not free, okay? Company need to pay something, and that cost we call agency cost, okay? Maybe direct intervention by shareholders, the threat of firing, the threat of takeover. And here is the last page, okay? We should also care about your ethic. Why? Why? Sometimes your manager, sometimes you can make what we call honest mistake. Okay, you misforecast the sale, for example. This is honest mistake, and it's sometimes forgivable. But what happened if you take a bribe, okay? You have no ethic. Once you got caught up, what happened? Not only you lose the job, you go to jail. And you lose your future forever. That's why you need to concern about your ethic. Thank you very much. See you later.